Hidden beneath our feet and within ocean depths exist creatures that endured continents rising and falling. These humble, squirming animals called worms carry a legacy stretching back hundreds of millions of years. They whisper stories of ancient seas, primordial soils, and the incredible resilience life itself demonstrates. Tonight, we journey into the enigmatic world of worms, uncovering their origins, evolution, and enduring success. These ancient creatures survived the catastrophic extinction of dinosaurs and the birth of towering mountains. Their story reveals how simple organisms shaped the very foundations of life on our planet. The dawn of Annelids. The story of Annelids begins over 500 million years ago deep in Cambrian seas. Fossils from the famed Burgess Shale in Canada reveal ancient worms with segmented bodies today. Species such as Canadia and Burgessochaeta bristled with tiny appendages scientists now call chaetae. These bristles were far more than simple tools for movement through ancient ocean sediments. They hint at sophisticated evolutionary innovation allowing movement, environmental interaction, and perhaps even primitive sensory perception. This was a world just beginning to teem with the first complex life forms imaginable. Among these remarkable fossils, discoveries continue to challenge our fundamental understanding of early animal evolution. In 2018, an exceptionally preserved species named Kootenayscolex unveiled potential neural and vascular structures within tissues. This discovery revealed how the annelid head evolved from repeated body segments over geological time. This finding rewrote textbooks, showing that even seemingly simple creatures hold secrets to developmental biology. These secrets span 500 million years of continuous evolution and adaptation to environments. But the evolutionary story of worms doesn't end there with these Cambrian discoveries alone. Fossils from Greenland dating over 518 million years suggest polychaetes were already experimenting with movement. These bristled annelids were testing feeding strategies on the ancient seafloor long before continents formed. Even older, enigmatic Ediacaran organisms, such as Yilingia, hint at the very origins of mobility. They demonstrate early decision-making and purposeful locomotion long before the famous Cambrian explosion of life. These discoveries suggest that life's complexity narrative began far earlier than scientists once ever imagined. By the Ordovician period around 480 million years ago, annelids had diversified into numerous forms. Fossil jaws begin to appear in the rock record from this period of time. The groundwork for terrestrial species, including earthworms, was laid much later during the Mesozoic era. Each segment of these ancient worms tells a story not only of survival strategies. It also reveals continuous adaptation, a thread connecting primeval oceans to soils beneath our feet. Nematodes, the ubiquitous invaders. While annelids carve through soil and sediment, nematodes thrive in nearly every environment on Earth. From icy tundras to tropical soil depths, these roundworms exist in extraordinary numbers everywhere. These microscopic yet extraordinarily numerous creatures number in the hundreds of quadrillions across our planet. Even within humans and other animals, they maintain an intricate, often invisible presence showing resilience. Their adaptability to diverse environments demonstrates remarkable evolutionary success over hundreds of millions of years. Nematodes' evolutionary history is equally astounding when examined through the lens of fossil discoveries. Fossils preserved in amber reveal relatively recent Cenozoic forms dating back millions of years. But the earliest evidence of nematode existence stretches far deeper into geological time periods. Early Devonian plant fossils from Scotland show clusters of nematodes preserved within ancient plant tissues. These fossils highlight ancient parasitic relationships that persist in modern ecosystems even today worldwide. Even older microscopic burrows in Ordovician marine sediments suggest nematodes were sculpting environments nearly long ago. These traces date back approximately 470 million years into Earth's distant biological past. The evolutionary story becomes even more profound when examining Cambrian-era relatives of modern nematodes. Fossils from the Changjiang biota dating back over 500 million years hint their ancestors existed. They were present alongside the earliest complex animals emerging during that transformative period. Some scientists, including nematode expert George Pointer, propose that nematodes may have existed for 1 billion years. They eluded fossilization due to their delicate bodies lacking hard parts for preservation in rocks. These findings demonstrate that even the smallest creatures can leave an indelible mark throughout history. Their impact on evolutionary history extends far beyond what their size might suggest possible. Despite their diminutive size, nematodes wield enormous influence on ecosystems across every continent and ocean. They shape ecosystems, recycle nutrients, and maintain soil health in ways often invisible to observers. Their presence reminds us that survival and impact are not always measured in scale alone. Instead, ubiquity and adaptability determine success across millions of years of environmental change and competition. Platyhelminthes, the flat architects. Flatworms, or platyhelminthes, tell a fascinating story of evolution from parasitism to complex predation strategies. Fossilized shark coprolites from the Permian over 270 million years ago contain preserved tapeworm eggs. These ancient eggs hint at intricate ecological relationships between parasites and hosts in ancient seas. Some eggs even retain developing larvae frozen in time as testament to evolutionary persistence. They demonstrate how reproductive strategies evolved over hundreds of millions of years of selection. Yet platyhelminthes likely have an even deeper history extending further back into geological time. Hook-like structures from Devonian rocks in Latvia suggest parasitic lifestyles possibly attached to early vertebrates. Though classification remains uncertain, these traces reveal how ancient worms interacted with their surrounding ecosystems. They exploited ecological niches that persist even in modern times across diverse habitats worldwide. Exceptional fossils from amber, including 40-million-year-old specimens with developing eggs inside their bodies, provide insight. These preserved specimens offer unparalleled insight into reproductive strategies and developmental biology of ancient flatworms. These discoveries emphasize that worms are not merely survivors clinging to existence through time. They are innovators evolving solutions across hundreds of millions of years to ensure survival success. Their reproductive strategies adapted constantly to a changing world, presenting new challenges and opportunities. The curious and extraordinary worms. Beyond the familiar lineages, other worm-like creatures illustrate the diversity of evolutionary experimentation across time. Priapulid worms, sometimes called penis worms, showcase bizarre yet successful body plans in ancient oceans. Cambrian representatives preserved in Canada's Burgess Shale reveal their strange anatomy to modern scientists today. Their anatomy challenges traditional classifications, representing a fascinating glimpse into early animal experimentation with form. These creatures tested different functional approaches to survival in competitive Cambrian seas long ago. The velvet worms, or Onychophorans, include extinct relatives like Hallucigenia and Microdictyon in their lineage. These strange, spiny organisms reveal connections between soft-bodied worms and modern arthropods evolving over time. Fossil evidence suggests that these creatures were part of a complex evolutionary web connecting. They demonstrate how worm-like forms bridged simple and complex organisms over deep geological time periods. Each worm lineage, whether obscure or familiar, underscores a broader evolutionary truth about life's diversity. Adaptation, resilience, and ecological integration have enabled these animals to thrive in every habitat imaginable, from deep oceans to forest floors, and from human hosts to the most ancient soils. Their success spans environments that would seem impossible for such simple organisms to inhabit. Yet they persist, adapting continuously to whatever challenges nature presents to them over time. Worms and the evolutionary legacy. Examining worm evolution provides more than just curiosity for scientists studying ancient life on Earth. It illuminates the broader story of life on Earth across hundreds of millions of years. Worms are ecological engineers, shaping soils, sediment, and nutrient cycles in every terrestrial ecosystem. Fossils reveal their ancient interactions with plants and animals, providing critical evidence for understanding evolution. These interactions demonstrate parasitism, predation, and environmental adaptation strategies that evolved over geological timescales. Moreover, worms challenge our perception of complexity and what defines evolutionary success in nature. Simple body plans conceal remarkable innovations, from segmentation in annelids to ubiquitous distribution in nematodes. They demonstrate that evolutionary success is not always defined by size or intelligence alone. Instead, flexibility, resilience, and a capacity to endure environmental change determine long-term survival success. These humble creatures prove that simplicity can be just as successful as complexity. From the mysterious Cambrian seas to the soils under our feet, worms exemplify continuity. They survived mass extinctions, adapted to new ecosystems, and continue influencing modern biology today. Their influence often goes overlooked by scientists focused on larger, more charismatic species instead. Their story is a testament to persistence, revealing that even modest creatures leave legacies. These profound legacies shape the very structure of ecosystems we depend upon for survival. As we reflect on the ancient journey of worms, we realize these creatures transcend expectations. They are far more than humble soil dwellers moving through dirt beneath our gardens. They are living connections to Earth's distant past, surviving through millions of years of change. These resilient survivors of evolutionary experimentation represent quiet architects of ecosystems sustaining life on Earth. In studying their history, we glimpse the extraordinary depth of life's tapestry woven across time. They remind us that even the smallest beings carry lessons about survival and adaptation. Their story speaks to the enduring wonder of our natural world and its resilience.